Cricket presents The Warmup, and thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Ted Madden. It's week 3, and some schools are already diving into their district schedule, but we still have some very good non-district games on the docket as we get ready for some football. We had some amazing games last week on the show, including Anna's miraculous last-second hook and ladder to beat Aubrey. Let's take a look at some week 3 games that have a chance to be good ones in the lineup, presented by Xochitl Chips and Salsa. One of the biggest games of the week will be taking place at Choctaw Stadium as undefeated Arlington Martin takes on Allen. Martin is 2-0, but this game will be a good litmus test for the Warriors as Allen will be a formidable opponent for sure. The Eagles lost in their home opener to the nation's best team, St. John Bosco out of California. But boy, did they answer back last week. They torched Houston's C.E. King 49-14 behind a huge night from running back Kavion Sibley. He carried the ball only 10 times, but tallied 229 yards and 4 combined touchdowns. Considering the Warriors struggled stopping the run against Lake Travis, this doesn't bode well for Coach Bob Wager's bunch. However, Martin just finished dismantling a reeling Cedar Hill squad 44-6, and their defense caused 6 turnovers. Should be a slugfest in Arlington Friday night. Another interesting matchup takes place in Prosper as the Eagles host Rockwall. The Yellow Jackets are 2-0 and haven't even seen what their quarterback Lake Bennett can do yet. Bennett got hurt on the first play of week 1, but Mason Marshall has been very good as the backup. Marshall led Rockwall to 48 first-half points against Jesuit last week, and the Yellow Jackets' running game is on point too. On the other side, Prosper is 2-0 as well, and got their passing game clicking on all cylinders last week against Saxe. Harrison Rosar threw for 393 yards and 5 touchdowns in the 37-point win. Could be a nice offensive show Friday night.
Enjoy the authentic flavors of ancient recipes. So thin, so crisp, so good, so chill.
Come into Cricket Wireless and get any LTE Android free when you switch. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Lovejoy is known as wide receiver U around the Metroplex as they have 4 Division I type wideouts. We visit with one of them, Jaxson Lavender, on the recruiting trail.
Jaxson Lavender, wide receiver, Lovejoy High School. So just for me personally, just going through the recruiting process, SMU actually was one of the very first places that I actually visited. And then the fact, just choosing the school in general, there was just something, I was told a lot of stuff about how they're going to be on the come up, and with all this NIL stuff coming into play, possibly in the next couple of years. And again, this was like a very just generic kind of like, okay, I'm going to take this as the best opportunity I have just from the upside. And it actually turned out to be a really great decision. The program itself as a football squad is going to be stellar here in a couple of years, especially now. It's already pretty good, but I can see it just rising in stock throughout the next couple of years. It's great, really. And a lot of our kids respond. It's very professional at our practice. You should definitely come out and check out just our community in general. Like it's very professional around here, and that's how we like to keep it, because although it is just fun and it is just a game, it's a way bigger purpose for us just to play as one and to play together and to have fun and have winning be a byproduct for that. I want to be known, and this is my whole goal for my senior season, is to be the best teammate or best version of myself this season. I'm not looking for 1,000 yards. I will try and get 1,000 yards, but that's not what the ultimate goal is. I want to be known to leave a legacy of being a part of this culture. I want to emphasize, this is what the culture looks like. You know what I mean? Like when people were to think of me, I would like people to think of like, okay, this is what Lovejoy football is about, in this fact that like he's very like about his business. I like to think I'm a hard worker, and I'd like to think I'm not just about myself though, I'm about others, and whatever I can do to help out others, that helps us all excel, if that makes sense.
Come into Cricket Wireless and get nationwide 5G plus a free 5G phone when you switch. Smile, you're on Cricket.
We'll have our cameras at a lot of big games this week, but we can't make it to all of them. Here are some of the games you need to watch for in the hype. District play starts in 7-6A this week, and nothing better than starting with a rivalry game. Richardson takes on Berkner at Wildcat Ram Stadium Friday as both teams try to shake off a rough non-district start. The Rams are having trouble getting the offense going as they've scored only 12 points in their first 2 games. They'll need to get something out of Jeremy Williams if they hope to be a player for that 4th playoff spot. As for Richardson, the Eagles are 1-1 and put up 54 against Bryan Adams. They scored 6 rushing touchdowns in that game. Both teams need to get their district play off on the right foot. Argyle is coming off a signature 5A win as they outlasted Lovejoy on the road 56-49. Friday they visit Grapevine, who is also undefeated on the year. Argyle ran for 560 yards last week and 3 different backs went over 100. Landon Ferris ran for 233 yards and R.J. Bunnell scored 4 touchdowns on 184 yards. Grapevine counters with do everything back Parker Pope, who was all over the place in their 2 wins against Wakeland and Azle. This game could come down to who holds up in the trenches. Last week we had plenty of candidates for our defensive title belt, but it will head over to Trophy Club after an amazing defensive performance by Byron Nelson in week 2. We take a look at the Bobcats' effort and who might have a chance at the belt this week in the Buzz. After giving up 13 points to Plano in week 1, Byron Nelson completely shut down the McKinney-Boyd offense in week 2. The Bobcats allowed only 94 total yards as they pitched a shutout, 31-0. Byron Nelson will be getting their title belt delivered this week. Meanwhile, look for the Frisco Raccoons to challenge for the belt in week 3. After giving up only 7 to Brewer in week 1, Frisco got lit up by Burleson Centennial's flexbone offense. This week they have Liberty and a more traditional style attack. After a tough week of practice, you can bet Jeff Harbert will have his Raccoons ready to go. That's going to do it for today's show. For even more high school football content, be sure to follow us on our social media accounts, including Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I'm Ted Madden, and I hope we got you all warmed up for the action.